Hey guys, Lisa, One Happy Place Creations. Getting ready to work on a gift that I'm making out of this box. And I'm doing the, this is going to be a box of these file folders. And there's one for each month. And there's different tags and things in here, but basically this is to hold cards and for birthdays, anniversaries, for each month. I'm making this for a friend of mine, my best friend Laurel. But anyway, so I wanted to put it in this box. Well, my husband, we found this box. My husband has cut, let me show you the beginnings. You've all seen the Scrabble games, and these are the little places that you stick the tiles. So I had my husband cut this in half, and that is the handle. See if I can get it turned around. So that's the handle of this box. Isn't it cute? And I've just kind of stained it so it kind of looks like the box. This box was very dark brown. If you see my part one of this, you'll see that it was very dark brown, and he sanded it down. And we really just love like the dovetailing that shows here and stuff. So we're just going to put a matte finish over the entire box. Not going to paint it, not going to do anything. And that way it'll go with any interior kind of thing that she wants. Now I had asked her, she has no idea what we're making. And none of these videos are going to be put out until after I give this to her as a gift, which is in October. So the thing I'm working on right now is when you open this up, all of the cards are going in here. I'm playing around with a bag here that she'll be able to stick pencils in and stuff that goes behind this plate that moves forward. These are, you know, some of the very old boxes that they used to have. But anyway, I have this area right here that I want her to be able to put envelopes in, things like that. So I'm going to be making a piece of chipboard that goes across here where she can put envelopes. And this is, I've got all my stuff sitting out here. This is the piece of chipboard. I cut it down and actually took a file to it because I cut it just ever so slightly too big. Took a file to it, kept placing it in the box area, and just filed down what needed to be filed down in order to get it to be a nice snug fit. And then I'm going to hot glue it in there, I'm thinking. Anyway, so now I'm decorating the front of this. So I'm going to put this over here. And I had talked to her. Of course, she didn't know why she was answering the question. And she said, I said, if you had the choice between shabby chic, cutesy, or steampunk, what would you rather have? And she said steampunk. So I'm trying to make this steampunky, but yet not too gothic-y or anything. So I have this thought in mind. I've got all of these things I've pulled out of my stash. And of course the paper is the Place and Time paper from Graphic 45. And so I've just been playing, trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. She loves butterflies, so there is going to be a butterfly on the outside of the box. That's not going on this, but I'll show you the butterfly thing in a minute. I hot glued this piece down already. I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do. And then I realized, I remembered I had this beautiful lacy doodad. And I wanted to incorporate that, but of course that's already glued down, and I suppose I could try. I really got it glued down in there good. This is a piece from a blow dryer I took apart, and it's just like the vent that the hot air would blow through as you're blow drying your hair. So I was just trying to think if I could fit this in anywhere on here and not, yeah, I think I might, the boat might have sailed on that one, and I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do this. I have a little bit of my dog hair on there. Sorry, I'm picking that. So you're kind of seeing me doing this in progress. If I got it on there, it would like totally cover that up, and I could just cut this off and use that. I think that's what I'll do. Anytime you cut on these, you're not going to unravel. They just kind of stay right where they're at. Because they're pretty much entities onto themselves, so you're not really taking it apart as such. It's not going to unravel. So I'm just pulling this piece off, this little lacy piece off of the other embroidered bits, but I don't want to ruin the embroidered bit because I will use it later. Of course, these scissors, after a while, they dull down, and man, and you got to get another pair, and there we go. All right, so clipping all that off. There we go. All right, so let's see what we got here now. There is a right way and a wrong way with this. So I think I'm going to have that right there. Because this place in time is going to go on here, and I think that'll look really, really cool. Yeah, that'll work. And it'll just give it more texture. This is all going to be painted over, and then I can add color back to it, and then some of the pieces are not going to be put on until after the paint's all gone, all on it. But I've got a nice key on here I'm going to glue down. This is a piece from, those watches that you can replace. You screw this on around the watch face, and so it matches your whatever you're wearing. This is one of those little cog that came out of something that I disassembled. My husband does a lot of the disassembling for me. This is another piece that came out of something that I disassembled, or my husband did, and probably needs to get wiped down a little bit. But it's a real cool piece, and yeah, this has got a little bit of goo on it. But so that is where I'm at right now, trying to get this thing done. I've got, I did a video showing you how I did one of the folders. It's just made from old file folders, and I mean literally used old file folders. So repurposing all the time. But they're all pretty much being done the same. There might be little bits and pieces that are different, but pretty much the same kind of thought process. Oh, great. Rolling around. So it's all pretty much the same thought process that's going on with it. So I didn't think it was anything I had to video all of those. But then I'll go through, I'll do a video with all of them when they're done. I've still got most of August, September, October, November, and December. So I still got, 4.5 months to do. Wah! Okay, so I'm just placing these items kind of randomly. I've got other pieces, so after it's all said and done, it'll probably make some more sense to you. Right now it looks like it's just way too random. I wonder if I can incorporate this on this side. Too much. Okay, so and then I think now that's on afterwards. I think this was about all I was going to do that I was going to paint, was get these items on. So let me get my old trusty glue gun out here and get the rest of this stuff on here. Okay, there's that. Put this key on. Try not to glue my fingers down. That's always a good thing. There we go. And this. Okay. Oh, one thing about steampunk is you really can't go wrong with whatever it is that you're choosing to do. There's not a right and a wrong with this stuff, and as long as it is speaking to you, it's all good. It's all good. So here's this last little piece, and I still don't really know what color I'm going to paint this. I don't really think I want it white, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just use some of my gesso. There we go. Okay, and let's get this kind of attached here. I'm just kind of spreading this along. I want it kind of tacked down, but I don't really want to be able to see a bunch of glue, although it's going to be painted over. So, and I want it to be up as high as I can get it. Okay. All right. I hate those little pieces of glue that stick to you. Okay, so now I'm going to get my gesso out. Since I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to do, I didn't have it out. And a brush. Sorry, guys. You would think I would at least have this much ready. Okay. So, this is Claudine Helmet Studio Gesso. I don't use a ton of gesso, so that's why I bought this. But I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to do more gessoing stuff, and so next time I probably will buy a more cost-effective gesso. want to make sure I get all of the black in there. All of the folders are very colorful and pretty and really not steampunk. So this is just going to be kind of a light steampunk. It's not going to be very gothic-y, I don't think. But it's more wrapped around time and love and family. Butterflies are very important in Laurel's life, and so I wanted to make sure I incorporated a butterfly into this project. And this is taking the longest. And of course, I do not know how to fast forward, so you guys get to just sit here and watch me paint. And I hate that I do that to you, but I'm just, it's all I can do to get videos on YouTube. I am not very tech savvy when it comes to that kind of stuff. And if any of you are having problems viewing my, if you get that, what do you call it? What do I call that? I call it the circle of death, pausing. If you would leave me a comment, because I have some people that say they get it from me, and then I've had you know, people that say, oh, I love your videos. No, I don't have any problems with them. So it would be kind of nice to hear if anybody else is having problems that they don't have with other people's videos. So yeah, any feedback on that would be greatly appreciated, because I need to know if I'm putting videos out there that people are having to take forever to watch, because that's no fun. And I'm a pretty loud person. I don't have a lot of problems getting my voice be heard, but I know sometimes I'm watching a video and I can't hear the people. Drives me nuts. I want to hear what they're saying. I want to see what they're doing, and I can't. It drives me absolutely bonkers. So yeah, anytime you guys have a problem with mine, if you let me know, I would greatly appreciate it. I have gone on and told people, I said, oh gosh, I love what you did, but I'm so sorry I could not hear you. You know, that maybe if you spoke up, or if you could get closer to the camera, you know, anything that would allow your video, you know, I think people like to know that stuff. I mean, they're putting it out there because they want people to watch it and enjoy it, and, you know, subscribe to their channel, or, you know, just get something out of it. But if you can't hear what they're saying, you're not getting anything out of it. You know, most of the time I can kind of figure out, just because I'm a crafter, I can figure out what it is that they're you know, telling me to do. But if I'm watching something I don't know anything about how to do it, yeah, it kind of helps. Alright, getting there. And then I can see, because I'm painting on the black, that it's going to take a second coat. But I will try not to bore you too much with it. No, I almost said I got a cheese piece here now. Some strands from the hot glue still sitting in there. So let's see. Alright, so there's coat number 1. I want to be able to make sure that you can still tell. I don't want big gobs of paint all over everything so you can still tell what it is you're looking at when this is all said and done. Still see a bit of black in that. Okay, so there's coat number 1. Let me wipe this down. Love these craft mats. Love them, love them, love them. Yeah. Okay. Get this off of here. Off my fingers. You can tell this thing is well loved. Okay. So I really need to let this dry. So let me get on to, let me put the lid on this. I'll get onto this butterfly and then I'll come back to this because it'll take it a few minutes to dry. Okay. So, I don't want to get any paint on the butterfly. Alright, so I started playing around with, this was just one flower and I took it all apart. I'm sorry I didn't show you this part because I wasn't thinking I was going to make a video of this, but I took the petals apart, I folded the 2 biggest ones in half, and that's this first one here. They just folded it back on itself, so that's making, hopefully, the front and the back wings. And so I did that on both sides. Just folded it right in half and hot glued it together. Then I took the next petal and I actually folded over. There's a petal that goes right here, and that's this petal here. And I just folded the ends. I did like this. I folded this and folded this and then folded it down and hot glued it. So that I just had these 2 as another bit of the wings. Then I decided, oh, it needs a little something else. So I just cut off a piece from a doily. And so I've got the 2 bottom pieces, and then I'm going to put a piece underneath the 2 top wings. So that's where I'm at so far. So I'm going to just glue these on. And I got, that was hot. I'll get this little piece cut off here. Hanging out just a bit too much for my liking. And then this piece I'm going to, I want them to be kind of the same, show up a bit. So I'm just going to put that down there. Okay, so there's that. Then I took, where is it? Okay, I had a bunch of this from one of the blow dryers that I took apart. And it has little sections in it, and I just took 2 of the sections, pulled them apart, stretched them, just grabbed hold of one end and stretched it out, and I'm going to use this as my antennas. I'm hoping you can see that. Yeah, okay. So these are going to be my antennas, so I'm going to give this a little hot glue here and get that stuck in there where I want it. Say I need a, let me just use my tip of my scissors, put that down in there. Now I'm stuck my scissors to the butterfly. Then, at a garage sale, my husband and I got a bunch of these. They didn't have any bands to them. They just had the front and the back. And I thought, how cute. since it's a place in time, that's the body of the butterfly. And this will be, the watch itself does not work, but it'll be correct twice a day. Every day. Telling you that right now. So, let me, oh no, wait a minute. And I wanted a little bit of a tail. So I have this from a really inexpensive clock that I got for, I don't know, it wasn't even working. I think I paid a nickel for it or something, and I took it all apart, and I think that's where some of those gears came from. And then the hands, this is the whole reason I really wanted the clock, were the hands. And so what I'm going to do is have this come out the bottom. So I want to go ahead and little glue here for that. Stick this right down on it. And that's going to be coming out him's bum. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to hot glue this on. Okay, let's see how we're going to go do this. Right, oops, right down the center here. Push that right down in there. Okay. So there is my butterfly. Let me see. So there's my butterfly. Kind of cute. Just a little different. Just a little something fun on the box for her. I'm going to put that on the outside of the box. I don't think I'm going to put it on the top, because if she wants to be able to set things on top of the box, I want her to be able to do that. So it's going to be on the side. But I just thought that was kind of cute. So there's my butterfly. A place in time butterfly. And I might add something else to it. I don't know. I see I've got some glue bits that are sticking out, so I will work on those, trying to get those pulled off with my my little tweezers, just trying to pull at that glue and get that off so it doesn't show. There, I got that piece, and yeah, that'll come off. It'll just take a little bit of work, but it'll all come off of there. Okay, put this back up here. All right, some of it's dry. Yeah, this is probably going to be something I'm going to have to come back and do a part 2 with, because I've got to get this dry. Let me see if I can plug in. I've only got so many plug-ins over here, so I have to switch things around. Okay, gonna get a little noisy here for a second, and I'm gonna see if I can get this drier. It definitely is going to need, I don't know if the second coat's going to even begin to cover this up. Okay, so let that cool down just a little bit. Okay, all right, that's good. So brush and gesso again. Let's see. Okay. All right, so here we go. Again, my painting skills are not the best in the world, but this doesn't really require a huge amount of skill. You just paint. You learned how to do this in grade school. So, and I actually don't mind the color that it is behind that. I just wanted this all to kind of be more of a white than a black. And if this doesn't look completely white, it's not going to bother me in the least. It will just add to the to it. Yeah, it's all good. If you've watched my videos, you have kind of learned me. I don't really sweat a lot of this stuff. It's handmade. It's made with love. And, I mean, I'm going to do the best job I can. When I'm doing things that I'm making to sell, that's a different story. It's not like I'm not trying to do as good a job as I can now, but they're all handmade items, and you're not looking for something that is as good as you can buy in a store. I mean, that's not what handmade objects are all about. I mean, this is repurposing things, using your imagination, you know, seeing what you can create from a blank desk and bits of paper and metal and paint brushes. I'm kind of an old school girl. I like getting in there and just creating with my hands and seeing what I can come up with. And I'm getting braver and braver on doing YouTube videos where I haven't planned it out to the nth degree, and you know, afraid to, oh my gosh, I made a mistake and everybody saw it. Oh, well, it's all good. It's all good. So, yeah, and I'm actually kind of liking the color that I'm getting here. And, I mean, it looks like and I didn't work hard at that at all. So, yeah, it's, that's just kind of the way I roll. But, so here we go. I'm just about done. I'm going to get this dried off. I just wanted everything to, oh, lots of black here. Nobody told me. Guys, you're sitting here watching me and you're not telling me this stuff. Haha. Yeah, I do want to have all this look like it's supposed to be a different color instead of black. And, oh, I probably ought to be doing, I don't need to be doing that. Probably ought to be painting the sides of this as well. At least the top.